radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own hidden symbols and messages, as well as all the lyrics of all the pop rock songs. And they all sing the same refrain. It's fun.
This is a special request. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing. We want you to smoke the natural herb. Some call it marijuana, some call it sensimedia, some call it lamb's bread, and some people call it ganja.
Welcome to another edition of the Adam Dunn Show. I'm your host, Adam Dunn.
I'm your co-host, Mitch Shanasa.
And we want to welcome to the crew
Murphy Murray,
and of course we got Ryan over here, killing it. Our pseudo California guy.
Yeah, what the? Did you see? By the way, all right, I just want to say, shouts to that guy Swayze's Goes, because obviously you don't read the comments.
No, not anymore. He just insults me all the time.
Because he took it all back in a progressive series of really nice comments in a later video, in last week's video.
That's really nice of him.
And then he asked if I went to hardcore shows in New Jersey in the late '90s, which is real weird because it seems like I might know the guy.
That's what I mean. Do we know each other now? Like,
I don't know. We'll find out.
That's the internet.
He was a top-heavy kid in the corner.
That describes most people at hardcore shows in the late '90s in New Jersey, bud.
It's true.
It does.
It's true.
So cool show. What number are we? Number 44.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're catching up, dude. We're almost a mature show.
It's like one more year. I mean, day.
Week. It's a week.
What is it? A week or a
year?
Day? Yeah.
All confusing.
Weekday.
So okay, Cannabis Cup wrap up. Finally, a cup that none of us went to.
Cup date. A cup date. I'm going to call it.
Cup date, dude,
you like that?
Killing it.
Cannabis
Yes.
cup date. That was my thing. I coined that this morning. I was like, "Hey, the cup date. Why add extra letters? And if the words if they're really close, just overlap it.
Overlap them.
It's been my thing my whole life. It's like just overlap those words. So cannabis cup date.
Cannabis Cup date.
From which cup? Now there's so many cups.
Seattle. So this is the other.
People don't even know what cups are going on.
No.
They're like, where, huh?
Even when you're at the cup, there's so many entries and so many categories of the medical versus the U.S.
Yeah, that's getting a little
everything.
confusing too. Sometimes
It's confusing, but that's why we have Danny Danko coming to sort it all out. He's going to sort it all out. The Dankster. That's my thing, but that's cool.
Is that your thing?
That's that. I tried to make it my thing. For a while, I designed
Wait,
a little
you
logo.
were the Dankster?
Original Dankster, yeah.
Oh my God.
This guy had this cool logo. It was like the neighborhood watch villain guy smoking a J with a helicopter in the background. It's cool.
It's funny when things don't stick, right? When you try, you tried, but it did not stick.
That laptop died before anything got thrown out to stick with it. Cool, and then we got
a whole
Champion Day. It's another Champion Day. Yeah, you don't get and then we got the coolest product at the cup that didn't win anything for some weird, stupid reason. It's like the coolest product I've seen in cannabis since my products came out.
They're
coming in studio.
Don't even tell me. Really?
We're not going to tell you.
They're coming in studio.
They're coming in studio at noon.
I'm stoked because
at noon today.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I haven't even heard about it.
Say it again. Say noon.
Noon.
There you go.
So in like a half hour.
About half an hour, yeah, if you're listening on the podcast.
Our official vote for best product of this and probably the next couple cups.
To me, it is
because they can adapt it even better, and that's the best part.
Where it's going is going to be crazy, and it's the craziest.
I'm so excited.
I can't tell you.
And they didn't win anything?
No, but
Except
I understand why. It totally makes sense. As someone who's won those before, you gotta really get people high to win cups, and their thing isn't something to get people high. So,
or they'd have to give away like $30,000 worth of that product, and then make people use it right in front of them and do the whole spiel, or else it just because people get too. They just grab stuff. It's all grabby. Grab.
Yeah, when there's any complexity.
So mysterious.
I know. You guys be excited.
It's like Christmas. It's like Christmas. Right?
I'm really excited.
I would love to see him during Christmas, like when he's
oh my god,
it's coming.
Like
it's
a week before Christmas.
I was like the worst kid.
Did your parents have to hide the presents?
Oh yeah, dude, they hadn't. It got to the point they couldn't even keep him at the house, in the car, nowhere. I mean, it was done. I'd wait for him to leave in a second. I was in the attic or the basement months before.
Yeah,
we knew
that. I did that a couple of years, but then I thought this is so lame.
And I'm just ruining it for myself.
I was totally bummed because then Christmas was kind of boring because I liked the whole thing, and then I figured it out, and then I was like, well, I'm just gonna. I'll find these damn things. And then I found them, and I was like, really? That's it? That sucks. And then I, got it, and I was like, whatever, So it was the worst. I would have been happier if I didn't know, and then I could have at least shrugged it off or something.
Speaking of childhood, let's talk about today's news. We only have one story for the news.
One.
It was just all over the news. Usually we go on Google News, and first we have to look up marijuana because they never use cannabis for anything.
We spend at least 20 to 30 hours looking.
Minimum. Plus the research.
Quality time.
I mean, each, not like, not together, each.
And that doesn't include the research team.
120 hours of research, and we came up with one story.
Yeah, because it's the most important.
I'm still not done, so.
It's the most important research. But yeah, so the study came out saying that teens who use cannabis are 60% less likely to finish high school.
Yeah.
60.
Oh, it's not that good? Is that bad? No. I don't remember.
I don't know what 60% means.
Tell.
How many percent is that?
What does a percent mean? What does a percent mean?
That's a lot.
It's because I smoked a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's.
I usually.
That's 6. I mean, that's 6 out of 10 kids are not going to finish high school.
Wait, but correlation does not equal causality in my mind. Like,
I agree.
Are these kids smoking weed because they're bored in school and don't want to finish it anyway? And
maybe
they're
already done.
Maybe
they finished all their deal and they're like, yeah, now I'm just going to smoke. Boom. Bam.
Well, and we have a lot of data that's coming out right now. My dad is a school teacher in the public school system in Utah, so the extreme version where the best of this kind of data comes from.
I bet.
And so they do a lot of before school and then end of school year studies just in general that are a lot of that like voluntary answer stuff for kids.
It's like faces of meth for them, right? Basically.
Well, and just general stuff. I mean, it covers everything.
Anytime
so like you said, sometimes it's not the cause. They just notice that 6 out of 10 don't graduate. Maybe they also use cannabis.
Well, and the other thing is when you're doing a voluntary reporting, you always got to consider the kids who really are not maybe thinking about the long-term future are the kids who are going to go in and tell the school, yeah, I smoke weed every day. Whereas those kids who are like, I'm really trying to get into an Ivy League school, I don't necessarily want to tell my school administrator that I'm blazed as hell right now, are not saying that. Voluntary reporting, especially with cannabis,
I never
is
trusted
not
any
accurate.
numbers for that. It was always like, really? Who's
the very best cannabis users
are not ever saying that they smoke.
Yeah.
And
are
like,
going to be discreet.
And they stink like weed, so it's pretty obvious they smoke. Teachers know you smoke.
I had one professor in college call me out on being high in the class because I was like, I showed up like 45 minutes early and was just ripping a graph bong in the parking lot.
Imagine how much you stink when you're a kid and you think everyone doesn't know.
And you think you're cool.
Like, chew some gum and you think you're like. I had a teacher come straight up to me when I was in like 6th or 7th grade. Like, bam, straight up to all of us. Started smelling our hair, and I was like, oh, she's a fucking spy or something. She has crazy skills. She like walked up to us and
she probably was just gross.
She looked at me, she's like, you, my friend. But I didn't get caught, so I was good.
So wait, you smoked while you were a teenager, yes?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I smoked during school.
And you finished school, right?
Yes. I graduated.
Yeah.
Dunn graduated, actually, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, we really
say it proper.
can't.
I got to say it proper.
We can't comment on that. Like I said, me and you both started smoking after high school.
Yeah, you guys.
I mean, I smoked once or twice in high school.
It says daily smokers.
Right. I smoked daily in school, because we had an open campus. That was the best part.
Open campus is awesome.
And so we had to walk from class to class, and I was like almost the last year that they allowed kids to smoke on campus.
Smoke cigarettes.
Yeah. And it was pretty like weird because it's like now you're just like, that's so bizarre to like have a school full of kids.
I can't even relate to that world.
And like everyone would cluster up into little packs, and I didn't smoke cigarettes, but I smoked weed, so I would just get into the middle of the fucking zone and I'd puff, and then like everyone would keep an eye out. We'd have 2 guys standing backwards. You know what I mean? It would be the classic like military maneuvers every day. Boom. We'll meet you over here.
Were you the only one smoking weed?
No. We got like there was a pretty small percentage of people who would like have the balls to smoke like that. So
did they all graduate?
I mean, we had a pretty high percentage, I'd say. It was in Rhode Island, dude. It was like, there's nothing, you don't want to, there's nothing, if you quit, you're just, what are you going to do? End up at Cumberland Farms working at this thing, and, that'd be about it, so.
They had so many kids when I last year of college, because that's like right as like vape pens started getting big. You would see so many kids sitting in the auditorium classes just ripping vape pens right in the middle of class. Nobody even cared anymore.
Yeah, we had to be a little more. It was a bit more ballsy than vape pens.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the backlash of this study, regardless of whether it's accurate or not, is going to be like nuts right now, and we're going to see all kinds of teen use prevention campaigns more in depth than the rat cages. Which look forward to a shout out from me and Adam from the rat cage.
Oh, we'll be in the rat. Well, I'm going to be chilling. Every time I drive past that thing, I'm like, I just want to go like hang out in that thing all day. Like,
It's cool.
Oh yeah, there's always someone else in it when I'm near it.
I had never seen
late.
anybody in it. I'm all pissed off. What do you got? What do you got?
I don't think anyone hangs out in it. I don't.
No, there's just
I
people
would.
doing stuff.
I would be like, that's where I'd be smoking every day if I was a
easy.
kid. What if I mean, come on.
You just lock it, and then you can't get in trouble.
That's right.
Or you could turn it into the David Bronner protest thing and just like grow a plant in there. Right?
Lock a plant in there?
Didn't he do that? Didn't he lock himself in front of the White House and grew a plant in front of the White House?
Yeah, it didn't grow very much, but he definitely got it.
How long? How long was he out there for?
Not exactly sure. We should look that up. It was
I thought he's your dude. Let's get him on.
Well, he was wearing a hoodlum the whole time, so that was the
Good-
best thing.
good work
In the
there,
shot,
yeah.
in the shot, they like showed the cops making him like take the hoodlum off.
You're not allowed to wear hemp clothing?
Well, they had to go. Yeah, it's got way too many possibilities. You could have like a rocket launcher inside of a hoodlum, and people wouldn't
The
even
Secret
know.
Service knows. They're like, that coat.
Yeah.
That
We
coat
know
has
those
mysterious pockets.
Yeah.
The South Park
You're not bringing that
episode
in.
I was watching of the Sea Shepherd yesterday.
Oh, that's a very good one.
He's actually rocking the hoodlum in the South Park because you can see it has the Sea Shepherd written down the sleeve of his hoodie, and I mean that's.
Well, it was actually the way they did their stuff. So it was
Oh,
just.
so that's
I gave it
exactly
to
how-
him. I gave him that jacket the day that episode came out. It was weird. It was like
The South Park episode.
yeah,
came
at
out?
least in Europe. I don't know what came out here, but it was weird. It was like I watched that show at night, and then I woke up in the morning and went out and met all the people from the show. It's like, this is bizarre, dude.
That wasn't intentional. That just happened.
That just happened.
Wow.
Yeah,
The
so-
crazy life that is Adam Dunn.
Yes.
It is weird though when South Park gets that close to you. Like, you know, it's like, I'm waiting.
Living in Colorado, I feel like it consistently does.
Well, and now
I'm
since I
waiting for that
moved here-
episode. I'm like, where's the limo? Where's
Where's our episode?
Where's the
Yeah.
lab?
Yeah, it has to be. So all the things that they say now, I'm like, oh, like Castle Rock. I know where that is now. Like, it's really
South Park. The fact that South Park's a real place.
right.
dude.
And they,
Yeah,
they
like-
make fun of the come and go gas stations. I'm like, oh wow.
No, I mean, that's the best part is when people come here and then you start pointing shit out to them. You're like, dude, look, Garrison and Mackey. There's a good. They're like, huh? Drugs are bad.
They're just the kings of analogies. They just have like the best metaphors in the most inappropriate and crude ways. I love them for it.
I want to get him on the show so bad. It's
dude,
like,
that's-
we
The
have
best
to-
kind of current events for America. I love it.
All right, so what did we? So how did things go with the cup? I mean, I was in Seattle, right? Is
It
that
was
where-
in Seattle, and I think we
Good
do have
job.
Danny on the line to
He was
fill
in
that in
Seattle.
for us.
That's all we know.
That's all I
Danny,
know.
do we have you on the line?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's happening?
Mr. Danko,
Welcome to the show,
What's up,
sir.
Adam? What's up, Mitch?
how you doing?
Everybody?
Nicest guy in the cannabis industry.
The
I think
nicest
you would,
guy in
you would win
cannabis.
that award. You know that, right?
Which award?
The nicest guy in the cannabis industry. You would officially win that award because I've heard that on more than 100 occasions. I would say.
Yeah, you're
Danny-
frequently nominated.
Well, I fooled them all.
I know. I know. So how was it out there? You sound pretty good. Your voice is not all scratchy.
Yeah, you don't sound sick as hell.
You don't sound like you got the cannabis cough.
Yeah, I've found ways of dealing with the cup cough and all the things that come with spending a week with a bunch of colleagues. So, basically, just try to keep hydrated and, drink a lot of water.
Body condoms.
A little bit of beer.
Loads of beer. That's a good one. Yeah, keep.
And tons of cannabis
Yeah.
and concentrates.
So, we're doing our usual champions wrap up. Obviously, you guys aren't allowed to compete, huh? I imagine you're
No, we
employees
can't
can't
compete.
Oh, of course, if they
No,
could, they would. You know,
I know that.
there wouldn't be anybody else in there. Of course, you know that.
So, anyways, obviously
Sky wins
you know
again.
who the champions are better than us. Why don't you run down some of your picks, some of the things that really impressed judges, from the perspective of the judging side and the grading of it. And I do want to talk about the event too, but just from the competition side, why don't you run us through that?
Yeah, I mean, from the competition side, it was amazing. We did both U.S. and medical categories, so we had sativas, indicas, hybrids, non-solvent hash, concentrates, and edibles. And so all of those 6 categories doubled to 12 because we had U.S. entries, which could be from anywhere, and medical entries, which were from the Washington medical dispensaries. So, yeah, I mean, I mostly was, focused on concentrates because that was my category, of which there was some pretty incredible ones. The one that won my category, which was medical concentrates, was Blue Dream crossed with Tangy from Vader Extracts and Grateful Meds, which really, I mean, everyone in the category had that as either their first or second place, mostly first place. So that was pretty amazing. Gold Coast guys placed in a number of these contests as well, because they always have really great concentrates, clean, very clear looking, very stable. You know, that's something that people are now starting to judge as well, because over the course of a week, you know, some of these concentrates can change consistencies. As far as flowers go, there was some, you know, obviously everyone's really into cookies, so there was like the cookie strains. You know, Cookie Monster from the Source Genetics took first indica in U.S.
Yep, and we have him coming on later to talk. That's my favorite cookie variant that's out there.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
visually,
that one
for
definitely, that one shined through. You know, all the entries were really amazing. I mean, in the sativa category, I talked to some of the sativa judges. I mean, and they were just, you know, they were ecstatic with the quality of some of the entries, the quality of not just the taste and the you know, the smell and the high, but even just the burnability, the way people are flushing now, or just growing, you know, with really light feedings and things like that. Speaking of which, the first place in U.S. hybrid was the Rare Dankness Seeds Veganic Star Killer OG from a first-time entry from William Braveheart Green, which was grown with Vega Matrix. That's Cushman's big veganic nutrient that's out there. So, you know, things like that are kind of, you know, definitely changing the game, because the same strains, the same OG hybrids are being entered. But now, you know, the judging process gets into, you know, just how cleanly grown it was, which is great. And we also have the lab results, which also help, you know, sort of firm up some of these categories. Another one people are very excited about is non-solvent hashes. And I mean, it's amazing what's changed in the years since, you know, we were going to Amsterdam in the late 90s and smoking that, like, you know, black bubble hash. Now, you know, that stuff wouldn't even come close in any of these contests. You really have to have really flavorful, incredible, sort of granulated hash for that contest. And the ones that won really, you know, preserved a lot of the incredible scents and, you know, flavors that you get from hash. And these are dabbable non-solvents. You know, people were dabbing them with rigs, and you know, that was pretty interesting as well.
So, how many total entries did you get, like, in medical and rec? Like, how much dabbing did you have to do?
Well, in my category, there was 25 entries. So, you know, it doesn't take that long when you're dabbing to, you know, go through that many, you know, couple of days, and you sort of narrow things down, and then you go back and revisit the ones you thought were maybe, you know, in the top 10, and then sort of, you know, prioritize the ones that you like, and then, you know, basically it's a process of narrowing it down really to like your top 3, and then, you know, turning that in, and with all your scores and your notes and everything. The system that's been created is really great for that process, because it does all the math for you, so you don't have to worry about, you know, adding things up or multiplying things by 3 or anything like that. And yeah, it's just it's a good process. You know, the categories, the total of all the 12 categories, I think we got something like over 200, maybe 100, a little over 100 for sure, somewhere over 150 strains. Or, you know, there's edibles, there's concentrates,
right?
There's
Just
all
entries,
kinds of stuff.
topicals, all the good stuff.
Right, actual entries.
So that sounds like a fun week for all the judges this time.
You know, Colorado obviously had more this year.
What was the most you guys have ever gotten at a cup, entries total?
I think it was over 300 in Colorado this year.
Wow.
Because we had both of the, you know, both U.S. and medical, and, you know, everybody entered. You know, I mean, we reached maximum capacity, which for flowers we make we limit it to 40, and for concentrates we actually raised it to 60 in the category, just because it's, you know, people think that, you know, because it's concentrates you're going to get, you know, way too stoned to keep judging them, but that's really not how it works. You know, you actually go through them a little quicker, because you don't really have to go through the process of, you know, rolling up a joint or
smoking
packing
the
a
whole
bowl or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
You just
plus it has like a quick sealing and kind of a quick drop.
Yeah, you recover quickly from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And, you take some time in between to evaluate the effects and things, but like I said, you're also going to go back and revisit it. So, the first time through isn't so much about effect as it is about, flavor and odor and cleanliness of the product. If it's sparking and sizzling on the dabber, on the nail, then
that's good, right? That's what you want.
That's probably not going to be one of the winners. So, it's a process of elimination, and I think it goes a little quicker with concentrates. So we've added a few more to that category.
So one question that I know I get a lot, and I'm sure you probably get often enough, and I know, Adam, you get it, is like, what are people looking for when they're judging a cup? And I think it's interesting to see, like, there's some cups where things get entered and you're like, wow, that's a paradigm shift. That's really some new shit. I've never seen that before. And often that's not the case. It's just people trying to sort of outrank each other in sort of known parameters. So, like, I obviously the categories are the aroma, the appearance, how it burns. This is as far as flowers, the flavor and the effect. But, like, are there hints you would give someone that was trying to grow competition bud rather than, say, medical bud?
If you're in the sativa category, you're looking for the best sativa. And someone might have a hybrid in there that's really frosty and tasty, but if it's leaning towards an indica and you feel that's the feeling that you get, even if it's a great strain, it's really not necessarily appropriate for that category. So that's one of the things of advice I would give, and it's the same for the indica category. A little bit different with hybrids because basically, as we all know, everything's really technically a hybrid. So, some things lean a little indica and some things lean sativa. So, if you're judging those categories, you should consider that. But if you're judging the hybrid category, it's really just the best weed on the table.
And when people are entering,
that I give.
I know from my judging, I'm always like, there's always one entry where I'm disappointed, and I'm like, man, this guy went through all the trouble and he didn't even trim it. Or he clearly just handled it, terribly the whole time and it's all meshed up and things like that.
Yeah.
So, what are kind of the precautions you would give people as far as like handling their entries before they submit them?
Well, I mean, look, the entry is basically like 40 grams. So if you can't grow 40 grams, if you can't produce 40 grams of well-trimmed, not mishandled bud, then you probably, shouldn't enter the contest, really. But, ideally, you got to get in there with a nice pair of scissors and trim off, any of the fan leaf or so even some of the sugar leaves that are, kind of covering up the beauty of the bud. A lot of times people leave that, growers leave that to sort of protect the bud that's inside. But if you're entering into a contest, you really should do your best to trim off anything extraneous. It's going to test higher, and the judges are going to like it better. So, that's something I would tell them. Obviously, the flush and the cure is really important. Many times we've gotten bud that just seemed like it was, picked that week, and you're just it's not going to cut it up against stuff that's been cured for, a month or more. So there's that. And, we had even some celebrities, coming through and helping us judge. We had a two-time Super Bowl winner, Kevin Gogan from the Cowboys, who came and judged one of the categories. And, at the event, there was some other people, David Arquette, and we gave a honorary kit to some of the musicians as well from the Whalers. So, we try to get a cross-section and a good idea of, some old-timers, some younger people, just a good mix of people who smoke weed every day and know their cannabis.
For sure. So we got about 5 minutes left, and we're going to move on with some music. But let's talk about the event itself. How to kick off, how many people showed up. Let's talk about how much fun it was. What were some of the highlights, standouts of the production, as it were?
Yeah, the event was great. The venue, at the last minute, we had to change around some of the areas where the outdoor smoking was going to be, which we did, but it was very last minute. So there was a moment where we weren't sure, how we were going to work all that out, but it did work out in the end.
Was that due to like visibility by the public or something, or what was the deal?
Yeah, we just had to find some lots that weren't on Comcast property to turn into the smoking areas,
Right.
which we were able to do, but it kind of happened last minute, so that was something we were hoping to avoid. But
Well,
we got
it wouldn't be a high times. It would not be a high times event without a last minute shift of location or
exactly.
Or
It
some
was the liquor
craziness.
board. They were trying to really shut our event down, and they were there both days, really trying to clamp down on anything that we had going on, which it was unfortunate, but we were able to continue with the show and everything went well. We had about 4,000 or so people. I'm guessing, but it seems like about 4,000 people. And then, of course, all the vendors and VIPs and comps and stuff. I mean, we had David Arquette there. We had some pretty incredible music from the Wailers, who performed Saturday night in the arena. And, yeah, just the vibe was really great. People in Washington State are they're cannabis lovers. They know their buds. They're very excited about, the opportunities that have presented themselves with, the legalization there and things like that. So the panels went great. I had a panel. Adam's been on my panels before.
How do I get myself a spot on a future panel, Mr. Danko? Now that I have you on my radio
you're
show.
In, anytime.
Nice.
Anytime. Come to Amsterdam. You guys coming to Amsterdam, Cup?
Thinking about it.
You are. I'm not
I
doing
never.
it.
I never know. Last minute I might.
Not dragging a baby to Amsterdam.
It's not Amsterdam, then we have.
Let's do it next time.
Definitely here in
February, we
Denver.
have Los
Definitely
Angeles coming up,
Denver.
and then we'll be back in Denver in April as well. So
Yeah, bud.
I'll definitely get both of you guys are always welcome.
Nice. So
I should mention you guys have been doing great things with the podcast as well. I mean, I've been listening. It's been some pretty incredible, in-depth info that you guys are putting out there, which is awesome.
Thank you.
Did you catch the OG Kush stories there? The recent
OG
discoveries?
one, I have that one on my phone waiting to listen on my commute, but
Nice.
I'm looking forward to that one. But the organics one, the chem, story one, just some great episodes with really important information for people.
Yeah,
Right on, man.
We'll definitely have to get you back on. Also, maybe next time when we have some of the East Coast people there, and you can kind of pipe in, some of because I'm sure you're very familiar with a lot of the work of all the people that are on there half the time. So
Yeah, you're my consistent New York source, dude. For information.
Cool. Nice.
Well, right on, Danny.
Yeah, it was the people of Washington were just so welcoming, and they had just gotten through Hemp Fest a couple of weeks before, so we were thinking, maybe they'd be
Burned
a little
out.
bit burnt out from that, but everybody was very excited, very happy to have us there, and the list of winners is all on our website. There's tons of video and other information from the Cup. There's video of all the entries if you want to check it out. And some incredible wins across the board from a wide variety of different entrants. So, which is always good. We're happy to have a lot of different people up on stage. And then there were some people who just kept going back on stage as well, which was great too.
So, I think I always love the Seattle Cups because that vibe is like, it's not like the Colorado. Like Colorado feels like the scene. Like everyone's looking at everyone and has like last week this dude said this on Facebook type feel. But then at the Seattle Cup, that's not there. Everyone's just psyched to be at the event. The vibe's always, I just feel lighter. I don't know. Ryan, you've never been to one.
I mean, it's definitely like people are just excited to be a part of the scene, and it's just getting started there. So people, as far as the legal options so people are, just still in that early, honeymoon phase. I'm sure
they're not open yet, so they still get along.
Yeah, exactly. And then but all that's changing as well. It's really up to us as a community and as a industry or whatever you want to call it to sort of self-regulate the industry. And by that, I don't mean like pushing people out or anything like that, but just, keeping the vibe, the same as we have, which is, we came from the underground and we don't really need these big money people. We don't really need any of this interference that's coming in from people who weren't a part of the scene for all these years. So, you can pick and choose, who out of the newcomers, or so to speak, are legit, and who, you know, aren't necessarily legit or are just in it for profits and things like that. So, you know, that's my advice as far as that goes.
Right on, dude. Well,
thank you.
We always appreciate you keeping it real and for coming on the show, especially Danny. And let's definitely talk soon, man. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, thanks for having me, and hope to see you guys in Amsterdam or further down the road.
For sure. We'll definitely catch up soon.
Right on.
All right. Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Mitch.
Yeah, thanks, bud. So, you got some music, Ryan?
Yeah. I mean,
Let me guess. Wait. Let me guess.
Wait.
Go ahead.
It is... I'm going to guess metal.
Yeah,
metal. No, it's metal this time. No, it's metal.
White reggae second.
Ah, I got it. Yes.
Metal's first, but no. Next week I'm gonna pick the most ridiculous music that you're not gonna ever. I'm gonna come in.
Ryan's gonna come in with
come
polka. Everyone's making big promises for next week.
But it's okay.
Next week is gonna be a good week, everybody.
Wow, we're gonna have like news and.
But no, yeah, these are a couple good buddies of mine. They're on Media Scare Records. They just put out this new album called No Sleep. It's their second album. This song is called...
What are they called?
The name of the band is called Volumes. They're from Los Angeles. I actually met them. Their original tour manager is the owner and founder of G-Pen, which is, I mean, one of the bigger vape pen companies. Yeah,
that's a great tie-in.
So that's how I met them. And then they did some promotion stuff for Incredible and shit. So this track is about... they actually lost one of their buddies drunk driving. And, you know, that really hits home to me. So... I promised them that I would play this one, so because it's been his anniversary in a couple of days, so play this one up. So this is Volumes.
Describe the glorious, to step but on this, to step but on this.
And we are back.
Back on the Adam Dunn Show.
We've got some special guests coming
Special
in.
guests coming in studio.
Basically, we left.
But let's take a moment. Let's take a moment first to acknowledge our good friends at Way to Grow with some awesome news.
Forget about these guys.
Yeah, come on. All right, look. Here's the deal. Finally, we've been saying go to Way to Grow and say our name, and maybe something will happen. But now it's happening.
Officially,
it's happening. If you go in and you check out and you say Adam Dunn Show when they ask for your account. Then they said, what was the words he used exactly? That we would be, it would be pleasantly pleased with the discount, something like that. You're gonna have a good discount.
Just in general.
Say Adam Dunn Show. If you go to Way to Grow, tell people who don't even listen to the show. This is your new thing. I know you all share accounts anyway. You can put away the whatever accounts you've been using, Eagles Rule or whatever, but go in there and just say Adam Dunn Show, and they're gonna hook you up. So that's number one thing. Number two, already, Canna is 25% off all month. Everything, do it. And number three,
we said drum roll.
Drum roll. We don't have a sound. But number three, this is important to say. Way to Grow is now carrying Whip It Premium Butane. Whoa. Master case. Check this out, though. A master case is 360 bones if you say Adam Dunn Show. $395 on Amazon is the cheapest one I could find when I shopped around for it. So the name has some clout, it seems, Adam.
That's pretty good. And you don't have to have Amazon dropping off butane at your
butane at your house.
It's kind of weird.
Adam Dunn Show, one way or another, say it at Way to Grow. They'll hook you up. They got 6 locations. I heard they're opening a 7th. So, waytogrow.net. Check it out. All right, cool. And Incredibles, too. Yeah.
Incredibles, best edibles in the universe. So good. We're waiting for this big. I'm waiting for Halloween flavor. Come on, guys. Halloween flavor.
Crunchy invented it live on the air.
I know. We're hoping that they
all they have to do is the standard.
But they got 15 flavors besides
orange chocolate does not make something Halloween.
That's what do you mean? All the Halloween candies always orange chocolate.
I think of Christmas with orange chocolate. The one that you smack.
You're talking about.
Oh no, you're talking about orange flavored chocolate, which is delicious. She's talking about orange colored chocolate.
Oh.
It's like orange Kit Kat.
But Incredibles best edibles.
Is actually a color and a flavor.
A flavor.
But they don't even need the Halloween bar. They're the Blueberry Bliss bar, the Mile High and High. All their bars are so good, and they have such a range of milligrams too. So
and now that it got colder, you can start to eat them everywhere and carry them.
I put them in the freezer anyway.
That's the biggest problem. Is
they melt.
You get in your car and you're like, no.
Yeah, go around with them.
Yeah,
Fireberry bar, warm you up on a cold day,
chocolate.
Or put you out in the middle of the night.
And Shouts to Build a Soil, officially a partner. Yeah, officially a partner of the Adam Dunn Show. And we're proud to make that announcement.
Awesome. So we'll be seeing lots of feedback with them. We've been getting lots of feedback with them, but we also be, I think, having lots more shows devoted to the organics and things like that with them because they've got way more information than we could ever throw in 2 hours each time.
Yeah, and apparently some of Danny Danko's favorite episodes. That's what he was saying.
The reason to extend those then, right?
Yep. So definitely go to buildasoil.com. Check out the free reports. The Adam Dunn Show is a code there, too, if you need to buy any organic
We always say use the Adam Dunn Show code everywhere. Just like at the gas station, just be like, say it, and they'll be like, what are you talking
Either they'll
about?
look at
one
you
guy
or
might
you'll
go,
get hooked up.
Yes, I am listening to you right now. And then he'll be like, whoa, Abdul is listening to the show. Boom. Free gas.
Free gas. What you want when you want it.
Even if you have to divert his attention and just walk away because he's so stoked you were listening to, you might just get free gas that way, just by the diversion factor.
Adam Dunn Show. Say it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, do it.
What do we got here?
What do we got here, bud? We got the product you're so excited about.
I know.
Tell us all about the best thing.
Please fill me in.
And we will. Let's say right now,
we didn't
these
tell
guys.
anybody what it was. So
these guys have not. They're not sponsors. They haven't compensated us. We just saw this, and it's really awesome.
I need to know what it is.
We need to make Ryan guess.
There's so many because they brought in so many different things into the room, so I have no idea. It could
be any of those things.
Yeah, I mean,
these guys, and let's say who these guys are, Adam.
Well, there's more than just these. I guess it's a group effort here. It seems to be because it's one of those things where it's groundbreaking yet so simple. That's when the things are groundbreaking because sometimes, and it's going to be the one that everyone's going to go, damn, why didn't I think of that one? And those are the ideas that I love. But this one just has so much for our industry. And it's going to save so many people so much time.
Oh, just say what it is, Adam.
Well, basically they've taken testing to the next level because the problem with testing that everybody seems to do is nobody agrees, first of all. And it's not scientific enough at the point where we can say your test is 100% the only test that works. No one can seem to agree. But we do agree that there is variables that we can
I got a bigger problem with testing for you that this solves.
What's that?
You got to go to a lab.
Exactly.
Not on the spot. And I got a bigger problem that testing for this solves.
Yes.
It's expensive as fuck.
Right. And then and not only that, it's like either you're locked in on an account and you have to test because that's the only way to make it cheaper, or you're doing individual tests and they're too expensive each time. So it's kind of and it's not the problem of the people who are doing them because they need to have their stuff in check too because it's part of it is part of an industry. But this is basically on the spot testing.
Does this address the home grower who wants to test and doesn't have the lab access?
How I love this.
Well, it's basically the idea is it gives you a range, which is all we really need half the time. Most people, they think they want to have all these numbers so down to the bone, but really, do you just need to know, is this stuff off the chart? Is it mild? Is it somewhere down at the bottom of the level, or is it just good old average? And that's kind of what we're looking at right here, and that's how most people judge things anyway in their mind. They're not like getting it down to.
Nobody knows what 67% THC feels like versus
exactly versus 80. Let's
say.
So what we're talking about, guys, because they're just mysterious boxes, are these little test kits made by CB Scientific, and they're pretty much about as easy as like a basic litmus test. Right?
Litmus test? What's a litmus test?
It's the thing you did in science class. You got this little vial here. Well, why don't we bring Charlie? You want to come explain this thing, or who wants to come explain how to use it? Not even how it works yet.
Taking over the mic here.
Cool. So you got.
Look at this. Ornery. Dude, first time
he's getting
my mic up for anybody.
You should explain it. You should explain it super fast because I want to run a head to head real quick.
All right, hand me a box real quick. I'll show you guys what's going
down. All right, show me on the CBD test.
Oh, this is the THC test.
Oh, well, show me on the THC test.
Do I got any type of camera right here? You guys can see me at? All right, cool. So, yeah, CB Scientific Personal Analytics. Basically, we've taken about 50,000 results that Derek and I have analyzed over the course of the last 5 years with Herbal Synergy. We decided that we weren't reaching enough people. We wanted to make sure that every single person in the world interested in testing their product was going to be able to test their product at, this day and age is 2014. We're ready for them to get started. So basically what we did is took thin layer chromatography, gas chromatography, HPLC. I mean, basically all the types of chemistry we could run and bounce tests off of to develop these. We created a at home or in the garden or in your kitchen, wherever you're at, test kits. Basically what you do is you take one of these.
So they're just like 3 vials, like the vials you get beans in very commonly, like plastic pop-top vials, super simple.
Exactly. So basically you take a small pinch of the product that you're trying to test.
And it works for anything, right? Herb, edibles, concentrates?
Virtually anything.
Live plant?
Yes, sir. One problem we do have with the THC test is that we're actually changing we're changing the sample from a green sample. We put it in the solution, and it starts turning red. So the only problem we have right now is if you're trying to test a red edible, a red drink, a red candy. That's like one of the major problems we're having with the THC test, and it's the same exact problem we're having with the CBD test. It turns purple when you detect CBD.
All right, so who has some herbs? Test THC in something.
All right,
do it. Put your money where your mouth is.
We just got
what is that you threw him, Chris? That's the Super Sour Fire OG?
Oh, and this one's supposed to be really hot, so we're excited about this.
Nice.
So I pinched off a small sample, put it in the vial. I'm actually giving 3 vials per kit. That way we can give you an overall average of your sample. That way you can kind of narrow it down to be more precise.
And even better, what I love about that, too, is like if you're running for CBD, let's say you're a breeder, you're running a whole bunch of seeds, you want to just see what has CBD.
Exactly.
Well, that way you got 3 tests per package, and you can run.
And so, and
here's the thing, guys. You said these things are gonna be $15.
Retail 15, and I think we're gonna get the wholesale price down below 10. So yeah, absolutely.
And those are tiny samples. I mean, what
you
pulled apart
in, like,
into 3 is
like about 0.05.
All right, now do the thing. Do the thing. Let's see what happens. And then I'm gonna make you do the CBD one too.
This is the magic part right here. So
okay, so that's
we actually get
magic.
to give you a little bit of science at home. This is kind of fun. You have a little chemistry kit. I'm supposed to wash my hands. I didn't get to do that. So
is that going to mess up your results?
No, I mean, if you're doing a whole bunch, we really we want you to be doing this. And actually, I mean, if you're even doing just one, we really want you to have a sterile environment. But just for radio purpose, let's get this done.
I mean, we'll just blame it if we dispute the results.
I popped the cap off of the blue one. This is the THC detection kit.
Yeah.
Now I'm adding.
How many drops?
Do you have a vial? Empty vial of the. Here, let me grab one.
Oh, grab it. Sorry,
No, you can't use that one. Here, let me grab one more.
No, you can't use that one. It's not scientific enough. So it's pretty easy, it seems like. You just should do 2 samples, not 3 samples, is what I'm learning here.
I just got a little bit ahead of myself. You're supposed to use one of the empty vials.
Oh, before you do
for your
it.
measurement, yeah.
I gotcha.
So you just take 1.5 milliliters of the solution into your empty, clean, sterile vial. You mix the 1.5 into the dye.
The magic juice.
The magic.
And so, for people who are just listening to this, he's got like a tiny little vial about the size of like a nail polish bottle, and he's just pouring stuff from one vial into another. It's really like very small, simple. It's very
everything's pretty much
it's actually like an eyedropper vial,
pre-measured, ready to go.
So now
put
he's
the liquid in here.
It.
Now just put the liquid in there. So now it's a dye solution instead of a powder dye. Now I'm able to prepare all 3 of my samples of the white fire OG.
Okay.
With the
super sour fire OG, right?
Sorry about that. With the 1.5 gone out of here, there's still about 4 milliliters left. I'm only using 1 per sample.
So plenty.
So there'll always be about a 1 mil overflow. So if you buy enough kits at a certain point, you're loaded.
Yeah, you can sell it back.
You can sell it back on the market.
So I added 1 milliliter to each of these. Close the caps. Kind of do a little bit of an extraction phase here.
So that's going to extract the THC
and
everything from the flower.
Suspend it in the solution, correct.
And you didn't break them up too finely or handle them very much at all.
We actually are asking you to not break it up too much. Really just pinch the tip off the bud and throw it in there. We
just get a raw test.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the field, you're in the garden or something. You don't have a grinder with you. You don't have a scale with you. You wanted to make sure that we could pinch a piece off, throw it in there, and on average, you're pretty accurate with your small pinch size if you stay consistent with what you're doing.
And I mean, if you just pinch off a calyx, like they're pretty consistently the same size across the plant.
Exactly. Yeah. So now I have all 3 with the solution, and now I'm about to add the dye. So adding 5 to 6 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The dye is kind of a yellowish color, but you can see instantly the color change of red.
It's like more amber now. Oh, I see the red coming in. Yeah.
Instantly it starts changing. We have up to a 10-minute development for.
So we'll leave that, and why don't you run can we leave that upside down right here?
Yeah,
in front of the camera?
Let me do all. Let me fix all. Do
3. All 3. We'll leave them upside down. Let's run a CBD test. It looks like you guys brought some high CBD flower.
Give a little extra squirt of dye.
Can we do a THC test on the CBD flower and a CBD test?
We can.
That's awesome.
You could, like I said, you could virtually test anything if you're looking for CBD. If somebody told you it had it in there and you run it and it doesn't show up, most likely it doesn't. Or the levels are so low that it's negligible and it's not really going to matter to any of us.
So I mean, in the sense,
that's the question right there: is how much info do you need on the spot?
Especially when we've discovered that the margin of error on lab testing is like 30%. That's what it was discussed when we did our whole lab testing investigation. So. I mean,
those look pretty positive right there.
Those are very positive. Similar. So it comes with a color chart here. We basically ran this color chart off of, I would say, easily 1,000 different samples throughout the state of Colorado. So using verified state certified lab results, Steep Hill lab results, Can lab results, and also my own Herbal Synergy gas chromatography results. We actually bounced thousands and thousands of samples off of all 3 of those, and that's how we came up with this range. Basically, we're calling low 10% and under. In between the low and the high, you got all your teens, and at your 20 mark, and above is your high mark on our color chart. It's a little bit different for the CBD. Obviously, there's not a lot of flowers in the world out there at 20% CBD. So our color scale is a lot different. We're basically starting that at 3% as the low, and anything under 3% is negligible. And then we're going all the way up to 9% on our color scale. Because anything above 9% in flower CBD, please call us.
So can we do a head-to-head CBD analysis of? I have some Golden Goat. This is probably higher THC, should be. And some of your CBD flower. Can we do CBD?
Do you have a CBD kit on the table here?
Yeah, right there.
All right, now we are changing over to our CBD detection kit. What did you guys think about the results we got? So,
I want to give it the full 10 minutes. I got a timer going here, so we'll
perfect. Thank you for the timer.
We always have everything in a timer.
Some action. We want to see some
bubbling.
Where's the how come we don't do the vinegar thing? That's the
Alka-Seltzer thing.
That's all you ever do.
The volcano
in the lab. You just sort of.
We just store dry ice in here and keep it smoky and mysterious.
All for looks. It's just smoke and mirrors, baby.
That's high CBD. Right there.
This is a cannatonic sample.
Okay, so here's some Golden Goat.
And here's a Golden Goat sample. We're going to go head to head for CBD dominance here.
And then we'll reverse and do a THC, and then we'll.
I think we're going to run out of time. Is my only concern.
We do have three sample test kits in each test. There's also 3 in the CBD.
So is the CBD a simpler process?
You're missing one step. You don't have to mix the dye solution.
So you could do this real quick.
So this one's a lot faster. This Golden Goat is first. Does anybody have a Sharpie that I can mark on this with?
We can just. I'll hold one.
If you do, put a G on that one for me, sir.
Nice.
And this one, I will add the cannatonic. Very small pinch, literally like about a 0.05. So we have the G on top
of the Golden Goat.
Mm-hmm. The cannatonic is unmarked, and our.
So wait, don't you have to put the clear one in first, or you don't for this one?
On the CBD, no, it's actually a simpler process.
Nice.
Let me get my one of our lab guys in here, and maybe they could explain the process a little bit more for anybody on the air that has questions.
Yeah.
Let me just run this test real quick, and then I'm going to give the mic up to Joey. Same, 1 milliliter of the solution. I mean, realistically, you could guess. Once you get good at these, you know where the milliliters are. They are marked clearly.
But it's a simple enough process. Anybody could.
It's so simple.
You could do this.
We want it. That's the thing is we want it.
Oh wait, is the Golden Goat? Is the herb in there? What's that in the bottom there? Oh, it's just so. Let's pull those up here. And what color do those turn?
These will turn purple.
Purple. Okay, so let's pull the.
This is gonna change rap music because they're gonna be referencing their test colors. They're gonna be hating on like magenta because it's not hard enough.
It's just not hard enough. You're right. You're so right. Yeah. These tests work in 10 minutes. You obviously all seen here that if it's really, really hot in THC or CBD, the test is actually working within seconds. I mean, it's that quick. It's that easy. If the numbers on THC or CBD are actually lower than that 5% or that lower 3% threshold that we've set, that's where we're asking for like the 10-minute full development. Some of the edibles probably take a full 10-minute development, and definitely concentrates take a little bit longer just because the oil or the shatter may take a little bit longer for the chemicals to break down. But obviously you've seen how quick these work. They're very effective.
I don't know if our cameras will pick this up, but in the CBD head-to-head here, one is distinctly purple. One's a tiny bit purple. There's a little tiny bit of trace amount of CBD maybe in the Golden Goat, but the other one's getting purple.
You got to get it on a white background.
The darker the purple or the darker the red, the darker the color saturation, the more presence of that chemical or that molecule is found in your sample. So
nice, the white background.
Now, you talked about the threshold for the cannabis as far as, the kind of the percentages of where your cutoffs are.
Yes.
So is it a completely different kit for the concentrates because the percentages are going to be such a much higher range, or how is that represented?
If you're comparing head to head, you're going to be able to tell.
Okay. But on its own,
the funny part about concentrates on the THC kit is they're pretty much all going to show up super bright red because we all know that concentrates have been concentrated. Yeah. The one that works really well for the concentrates is the CBD. You know, you still want to be able to make sure that your concentrates have the medicine that you require or whatnot. What you can do, though, with the concentrate is, you know, do like a head-to-head comparison. You have 3 vials provided. Maybe you want to check 3 different concentrates compared to each other. And we are using 0.05 of a gram for the flowers. Realistically, if you think about it, you might want to only do 0.01 for the concentrates. Right. You'd probably be able to use the same exact scale, just do a lot less of a sample, and you'll be able to compare the 3 head-to-head, saying, yeah, this one was absolutely darker than the other 2. This is this is my medicine. Thank you.
And so I'm looking at them right now. I mean, these are all 3 the same, so they should be the same color, and
yes,
they
sir.
are. And we're not quite at 10 minutes, but we're in the, you know, mid to high range. I'm going to guess 18% THC, 19%, which is, I don't know, do you have any test results on that, Chris? I don't remember the test results. I would believe a Super Sour Fire will be right in there, 19-ish.
That's that's a damn good average for any type of fire, diesel, or anything like that.
A lot of OGs are teens too. I find they're not
the
high
teens,
high.
right?
Yeah.
And then the head-to-head CBD, it's kind of awesome. One's just like, here, Adam, look at this. One looks like dirty water, and one's purple.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
at first it looked like you're going to be kind of the same, but
right. You get once it develops though, it's like drastically
shuffle.
And now we got the Canatonic that's definitely winning the CBD race here. And we have several lab verified results on that strain. So I'm saying CB Scientific Personal Analytics is the best thing that we can offer to all end consumers, anybody manufacturing stuff at home in the kitchen, all breeders, from the professionals to the closet growers. We want you guys to have the ability to know what you're doing before you get to the lab. We're not saying this takes away from any lab at all. What we're saying is we suggest you use these in all your R&D and all your grows. Make sure you know what you want to send to the lab before you spend all that money.
So we got about 2 minutes, and then we got Jim on the line from TJ's, and they won a couple cups out there in Seattle. But tell people where they can get in touch with you, how they can buy these things right now. I have a feeling you're about to sell a lot of these things. And you
got to put the Adam Dunn Show coupon on.
Yeah, we need an Adam Dunn Show coupon code.
We would love the Adam Dunn coupon code. Yeah,
all right, so the code has to be Adam Dunn Show. And then not Tads, Adam Dunn Show.
Tads is our own personal one for the...
we reserved that one. So the code is going to be Adam Dunn Show, and where are they going with that code? Where can they buy these things? Can they buy these at Way to Grow? Where are they buying? Where are they buying the test, man?
Oh, right now the only place to buy the test is cbscientific.com. We are going to be working our butts off the rest of this week through the rest of the month, getting in retail stores nationwide, trying to lock down distributors, everything. We basically just launched these in Seattle at the Cup. Saturday was pretty much the first time anybody had ever seen or heard of this. We've been developing the kits for about a year now. We just kept it top secret because we knew the need, we knew the want, and we wanted to make sure that we were the only person to market to get this done. So, until today, it's been hard to do this, to get these, and after today, you should be able to get them virtually anywhere. But right now, today, cbscientific.com is where you want to go. You can also contact me on my Facebook, Charlie Steinberg, Herbal Synergies Facebook, CB Scientific Facebook.
And we'll link all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, we have Jim from TJ's on the line. Charlie from CB Scientific, thank you so much for coming in, for bringing the team in. We want to bring you guys in on the wrap-up to talk a little more about it, too, because it's definitely some cool stuff.
All right. Thanks,
Just hang around.
Nice. Jim, we still got you on the line there? I heard some truck sounding noises over there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Right on.
How did the photo shoot go there? How was your medals and trophies tour?
I got them to shoot me from my skinny side, so I think they did okay.
Good.
That's a lie. I don't have a skinny side.
So this weekend was a pretty good one for you. You guys pulled in 2 awards, right?
Yeah, we did too.
What'd you guys take?
Apparently, we're the strong sativa category. Last year we took the cup for sativa, and then third in indica. And this year we took 2 awards for sativa, second and third.
Okay.
So we ran Durban and a Blue Dream. So
you gotta love it when the sativa like big yielders are winning awards based on quality. That's always an exciting.
Yeah, and just well, that's definitely shows you why it became such a popular plant on the West Coast. I mean, it just crushes it.
And the Colorado Durban's the same way.
Exactly. Yep. Those are 2 strains that are pretty damn consistent. I think Durban's one of those ones where I can, like, a lot of people think that you don't know what it is, and they hand it to you, and you're like, Durban, and they're like, how did you know? And it's like because
it's pretty distinct, you know.
Well-known
and the
strain.
thing I love about Durban is that the flavor is not like just a couple hits of a bowl and then the flavor's gone. All the way to the very last hit of that bowl, you've got tons of terpenes still coming off. So we really like it.
And so where'd you get your Durban cut? Is it that Colorado Durban cut that we know out here?
No, I don't think it's the Colorado Durban cut. James, we got that from seed, right? Yeah, we popped that from a seed. Who did that come from? Yeah, it's just one of those friend of a friend deals.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's the best way.
Yeah, it's the real deal.
Nice. And how about the what was your other winner there? It was
the Dream, the Blue Dream.
Blue Dream. Is that then? That's the classic Blue Dream.
This definitely not the Colorado Blue Dream. We know
no,
that.
So you guys know there's like the Blue Dream and the Blue Dream Haze, and the Blue Dream Haze is the real one or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, we just have the Blue Dream, and the only reason we grow that genetics is because everybody grows it. It's almost bulletproof. It's the easiest plant I've ever seen. So because everybody grows it gives them a point of reference of who we are. We like to show that, okay, they grow Blue Dream, here's ours. It's just kind of a...
Yeah, like a little calling card.
That actually is really good.
That's a perfect point because everyone grows cookies, and cookies is a pretty strong strain. So if you can grow well, it all kind of looks good. But if you take something everyone's done, demonstrate.
I don't see a lot of
why
excellent
you're
Blue
better.
Dream. Yeah. Excellent Blue Dream would impress me.
Yeah, for sure, because it's one of those
It
strains.
is, and so when you come out to the Northwest, make sure you look us up because we will give you some excellent Blue Dream.
It's that's definitely happening.
And so you were telling me earlier that you actually did go to the awards and or not the awards, but the after parties this year and the VIP stuff that you didn't last year. Kind of just, even though you won, you decided like to not go.
Sometimes you gotta have your own celebration, and then you gotta go to sleep because
the week's been...
Right, sleep's big. So the deal is the previous year when we took the cup, they wanted us, the 3 partners of TJ's, but they didn't want our crew. And the crew all wanted to be time with us. We just wanted the cup, and they wanted to spend time. So we've just told them no in the past. This year they came with 25 VIP passes, so we went.
Nice.
It was all right.
It is rough. It is rough at the very end because everybody is crushed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just no one. Yeah. You want a party. The will's there, but
it's like you start looking across the room and you're like, look, there's somebody I really want to talk to, but I'm just not getting up. Yeah. I just don't think it's gonna happen. It's like
that's your reward for winning the Cannabis Cup. You worked your ass off to get there, and then now you're there. Yeah. Relax.
Yeah.
Take a nap.
Yeah.
So, for people who are in the Pacific Northwest and want to check out your herb gym, we got about 10 minutes left with you here. Tell us more about your shop, what you guys do. Obviously, you grow proper herb. Adam, how'd you meet these guys?
We met in Seattle when I went out there for the Diego Pacier meetings and stuff. And I definitely was impressed. And also, it's like I think it's one of those deals when you hang out with when growers hang out. And there's full of a room of suits and other people who definitely are not. then you tend to gravitate towards each other. You say, "Hey, cool, you grow good weed. This is much more interesting than what we've been talking about for the last hour and a half." You know, so
yeah,
definitely. And
we were kind of thrown together with people that had really just come into the weed industry, and we were the only ones that kind of knew weed, and so I immediately said, "Hey, why don't you guys ride with me?"
Exactly. We had to go from spot to spot.
You sound like a lot more fun to ride with than those other guys.
Yeah, for sure.
So, tell us about how you grow, what your process is. Are you guys in soil, hydro? Tell us.
So we're definitely organic growers, as our name is at TJ's Organic Gardens, and the states. It's funny how the laws kind of define how you grow. I've always found that fascinating that each state has its own laws, and it affects the grows. It actually affects your end product, what the laws are. So we grow differently depending on where we're at.
Can you tell me a little about that? That's actually really interesting and not something I ever considered before.
I agree, though, absolutely. If you grow big or tall plants compared to a ton of small ones, you know, I mean, the littlest little things.
It's a completely different animal, right? So we have yield problems. So in Oregon, the rules are, you know, there's cards. It's called card stacking, and you can stack a bunch of cards. But the bottom line is, no grower can grow more than 24 plants.
So you guys got to grow trees.
Yeah, and so we grow big, giant plants. That's just it.
There's no waiver. There's nothing you can do about that.
There's really nothing to do. I mean, yeah, you could do what everybody did before there was.
Well, sure, but there's no pay an extra $1 million to get an extra warehouse.
Just gotta get more properties, I guess, and more. You know,
right. So what you have to, and that's it.
Interesting.
So so our model in Oregon is, I can't get into it to a whole bunch, but because there's still gray, right? Everywhere you go, there's still gray area. But you basically have to have small gardens, just lots of them, and it really, if you have a central processing area, this affects how you grow and how you process your product. Which is a lot of growers get lost and they grow fantastic product and they fuck everything else up, you know, and they just don't process it and handle it correctly, and they end up with mediocre product.
That's something we were talking about in the beginning of the show. We had Danny Danko on talking about what makes a cup winner, and obviously now you're hearing it from both sides, from the judge's side and the winning entrance side. Yeah, handle it carefully and process it well. So tell us how you do that.
So, well, I don't want to go into too much, but Jesse, you mentioned Donnie Danko. Just us at TJ's, we have a lot of respect for Donnie Danko. So if he said something, I'd listen, kind of like Adam. But so our process, you know, it's kind of, we're kind of secretive about our process because we think we've kind of figured something out that most people haven't. But it really is about, if you're keeping, you know, growing is about climate, right? A lot about climate, and so is processing. So here's one thing I'll give you. If you're processing and then you're taking into this humid fucking environment where your trimmers are, your processors are, and then taking it back into a good controlled environment, you're fucking up. Anytime you're putting moisture in and pulling moisture back out of that flower, it's bad. If you've seen it, if you've had marijuana sitting around for a long time and it's pulled moisture in and dumped moisture and pulled moisture in and dumped moisture, the plant almost becomes spongy, right? You lose a lot. Mm-hmm. So that's a problem I see a lot of growers doing, is not controlling every step of the environment.
Yeah, you guys have
every step of the environment is controlled atmosphere, and it lives. You know, it's never out of spec.
You guys definitely live in the humidity zone compared to us. I mean, we're the exact opposite, but same problem, different sort of animal. You know, like we need humidifiers in the drying room. You need to kind of keep everything in check. You can't just have. You know, it literally changes too drastically because, like, you know, it'll be one. You know, sometimes it's really wet here too for that minute, and then you really don't know. Then your room's really out of whack. But for the most part, it's always on the one-way street, which needs more humidity.
Yeah. Well, it's cool to hear from your perspective in a smaller garden, because you have to, that, you know, the quality control is still an issue. I think here in Colorado, everyone complains about the quality and blames it on the size of the garden, but really it's the same issue just coming up over and over and over again of finish growing your cannabis. Yeah, you grew the plant. Now finish curing it, finish trimming it, take care of your investment.
I will comment on that size of that garden, though. I believe even when you just HVAC the shit out of it and you got your humidity dial in and everything, if you had a large garden with 100 heat sources in it and let's say 50 or 60 cooling sources, you're ultimately going to be out of spec somewhere. It's just so hard to control. Wherever that cold air is blowing, on that particular plant is going to be a little bit colder than the plant next to it that doesn't have cold air blowing directly on it, right? So when you get those hot and cold spots, what happens? Well, you get the potential for moisture and then therefore powdery mildew, right? Do you guys have powdery out there?
Yes, but not like you guys have it out there.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, probably not. So those, I am a kind of a proponent of the smaller boutique gardens. Although we do run some bigger gardens, I really do think that you can control the environment easier and more effectively and more consistently in a smaller environment.
And we can compare that to wine or tobacco, or like in wine, it's not just about like, oh, we got the right grapes, squeeze them up, throw it in a bottle, and that's going to be what we want. Like you go through a very careful process of climate control, of measuring temperature throughout, and if that messes up, the wine is spoiled. And when growers forget that, I think they're leaving out the difference between grape juice and wine is what you're doing there.
And I'm excited for the commercial grows because it allows the smaller people who maybe, you grow giant plants to compensate, but similarly you focus on a different aspect of your garden than a commercial huge operation that's all yield. You get to focus on your quality. And I think that without the other end, it's hard for you to stand out. So I'm excited for the boutique growers to take their place, like the wine
for sure, and establishing
craft brews and
establishing their reputation. Like this is your guys' what, third cup? 3 cups.
Well, we didn't win the cup, so we took a second and a third.
Second and third count as cups.
We count as cups.
Well, 2013 you had won
a
first place. I had thought too. Yeah.
Yeah, the seconds and thirds count as cups. Otherwise, Adam and I don't have very many cups between us. But if they do, we have a very impressive amount. You win a medal at the Olympics. You didn't win a gold, but you won a medal at the Olympics,
Right. Yeah, so we've gotten 5 awards out of the Cannabis, or out of the High Times.
And those have all been, they've only been doing it, 3 years in Seattle, right?
So every year.
So 5 and 3 years.
Yeah, so you guys are well established so are your products, is your herb available in Washington as well, or Oregon is?
Yes.
Okay, where can people in rec shops even? Are there, rec?
We're working on it. We're in the application process. It's a fiasco. They fucked that shit up so bad. But
is it bad?
It's pretty bad. Oregon, just so you know, is going to have the best marijuana laws on the planet today, as of November. You should check it out. They're written by our attorney, and they're fantastic. But we are in Washington dispensaries, medical dispensaries, and if you're coming to Washington and you need help with that, you can always give TJ a call. We're out of Vancouver. We're on Weed Maps, and check us out.
Right on, man. Well, Jim, we want to thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks a lot for getting in on during your incredibly busy day of photo shooting.
Yeah, photo shooting with your
I know.
colleagues.
You're going to let me live that down, right? One time I say, look, I got this photo thing. It's our trophies for our customers.
Folks, you become a rock star instantly when you win.
Instant rock star status.
Right on, man. Well, congratulations on the wins as well, of course.
We'll be seeing you up at that side, hopefully, or you'll definitely catch up with us here in Colorado.
Yeah, I'm going to be over in Denver here pretty soon, Adam. I'm going to hoping to hook up with you.
Yeah, let's get you on the show.
Sounds good.
Sounds great. All right, guys. Thanks.
Later.
Awesome.
So you've been busy all weekend with the e-store, right?
That's right. The big announcement is that the e-store is now up and running.
And
We're actually making sales.
It's the new Hoodlab, right?
It is if you want products that you would normally get at Hoodlab, especially with the new winter stuff coming in a few weeks.
And if you've never been able to get to Hoodlab, I guess, but you've heard about it and you're like, what do they sell at Hoodlab?
Or there was something you wanted to buy, you can now go to shop.hoodlabstore.com. So there's the dots in between there. And there is a promo code, of course. You got to have promo codes, not for everything.
Yeah. What? TADS420?
TADS420.
TADS. Just 10%. Imagine me and Adam with like polo shirts with like flipped up collars and the backwards white baseball caps.
That's it.
TADS420.
10% off your entire order. And then CC and you guys have been we've all been working real hard on it. Shouts to Marky B. He's been killing it with all the design stuff. So.
Yeah, no, it's great, and it's fully functional. So everything is working. We had to do some tests in the last couple of days, and it's working like a charm, which is awesome because you know how those things go. Sometimes like a nightmare.
Yeah, but it sounds like people are selling, and the Adam Dunn Show official T-shirts were up
and sold
briefly
out.
And sold out. You guys obviously like to support the show. We love when you guys support us.
Yeah, she's making sales right out of the gate. It was awesome.
But they're coming back in stock, I heard?
Oh, yeah. I think in less than 10 days we'll have it again.
Cool. So check those out at shop.hoodlabstore.com. And the code is TADS420. TADS420.
All caps.
Bro.
All caps? Like, what if you don't do in caps?
It doesn't work. It's got to be all caps.
All caps.
Do you press the caps lock button? Do you have to get that serious, or can you?
No, you can just hold shift and hit
right.
TADS.
If you have a reliable pinky, I think you can go.
Yeah,
seven.
TADS420, but let go of shift before you press 420. If you do like $@
then
whatever
you
the
won't
zero.
not
You
get
can't
the
show
deal.
it for the 420, but
Yeah.
So we got some music before our ads coming up.
You tell me. You
Oh,
tell
yeah,
me
we'll
music,
just
man.
have some stick
Wait, let me
figure.
guess.
You already know what it is. You don't have to guess. We told you 20 minutes ago.
White Boy Reggae?
It's White Boy Reggae. But he's covering Johnny Cash. It's Stick Figure. We had him on the show.
That's good.
Stick
That's
figure
good.
dub.
He's got
Johnny
a
Cash covers.
he's coming here in like 3 weeks. They have a show, so
Nice.
check him out. Stick Figure Dub.
Will he come in studio?
If he's here on the day that we can get him, I'm trying to get an acoustic show. I don't know what day the show is.
Wow.
Be sweet though.
Can do
Dude, make it happen.
Be cool.
All
So,
right,
yeah,
cool.
This is Folsom Prison Dub. Stick Figure Dub.
And we are back at the Out of Dunn show. Thank you, Ryan, for putting together the music.
I'm not doing it anymore. Guys,
You're not doing it anymore.
No, I'm gonna come in. And
you ran out of genres. That's why.
your
Those
job.
are two
I'm
genres.
just,
We're
I'm
just
gonna, it's
expecting
just
more
because
variety.
that's people that I know is easier to get them off.
All right, we want you to get outside your comfort
I'm gonna
zone.
bring like the stupid bluegrass or something in tomorrow, and you guys are gonna be mad.
We're doing a show tomorrow.
Whoa! Don't insult our bluegrass.
I didn't. I went to see the Event Brothers. I paid money. It's cool.
Cool. Cool. You know where you can see shows without paying money?
Yeah, I know.
You do the Way to Grow thing. You go on their Facebook page and you like their page,
and then you get free tickets.
And yeah,
last time was the Bare Naked Ladies, and I missed it
because you didn't even do it, dude. But Way to Grow's killing it right now, dude. And hopefully we're gonna get these.
They're doing good with all sorts of events. They're picking out the good ones, and being represented.
And dude, I think we should talk to Way to Grow about getting these tests in there right now.
Of course, these are awesome.
These are like the best product. Period. I don't know. Like I've won a lot of best products.
Yeah.
But
it is like Adam said though, when you see it and you're like, ah, crap. Because I didn't. Oh shoot! I was gonna, and then I didn't.
There'll be 100 gunners out there.
Oh man!
Yeah, but it's the one and
the
it
follow
works.
through on these guys.
There's 100 gunners.
There's one and it works.
No, and it's and I think field testing is going to be awesome because like literal field testing when you're out in the bush somewhere.
Hemp fields or in the bush.
You know, places that are remote. You know, like you're not gonna. By the time you mark it and take it and get somewhere, it's like you open it up and it's like turned to mush or something because you forgot to like give some air. So there's a million reasons why it doesn't work. Plus, you know, and it's fresh right there off the like. Can you now fresh? Is that going to be possible?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, because that's going to be the key, I think, when it comes to like outdoor kits being for people that are out, you know, not wasting time, like culling through your stuff. You know what I mean? Like, boom, look at this one, man.
And quick shout when they get there, we can do it with Incredibles too. Shouts to Incredibles, they would be so deep red. If you got the right strong strains, it would be a dark red.
Fireberry in there. Woo.
That's purple, dude. This is CBD one.
Fireberry. Boom.
That would be dark red once they figure out the dye situation. But yeah, shout out to Incredibles, #1 edibles on
and extracts now they're doing
and extracts
and
the extractor
and extractors.
Oh, I got a text. I got a text right here. Shouts to Corey from Way to Grow, big time right there. Yeah. All right,
confirmed.
There you go. All right, so
they're gonna sell out, everyone.
You'll have them at Way to Grow.
You better start stocking up those things.
Yeah, they're Way to Grow. All right, look for those things at Way to Grow in the near future. And I believe we got Scott Reach himself on the line.
We would love
What's going on, guys?
Scott, there he is.
Oh, big Scott, El Campeon, dude. How many cups now?
Don't even make them count.
10.
9. I don't know.
Adam, he's chomping
like
at your heels, buddy.
Yeah, no,
dude, it's always fucking awesome, you know. Like
I think
Billy Braveheart is a good friend of ours. Somebody we watched come up over the years, and to see him win, the Star Killer was freaking awesome. And, see somebody with that much raw emotion. I remember what it was like to win that first cup and how I felt. So, yeah, man, it was awesome to see that. And then those cats from a greener today, man, they freaking won everything. I mean, I think they brought home 5, 6 different trophies. 3 of them were ours, but, yeah, they brought home a bunch of trophies.
So which RD strains won? The Star Killer?
Yeah, Star Killer and then Ghost Train.
I saw Ghost Train won like
pretty much
few concentrate ones.
Yeah, it's starting to prove itself as one of those strains that pretty much anybody can get and crack and go win a cup with. The U.S. non-solvent hash was the first place with the Ghost Train, and then in the medical concentrate. I think it was the U.S. hash, U.S. concentrate. Ghost Train was third in that.
Nice.
And then, those cats had taken some Breeder Dankness 501 and had crossed it into a couple of their favorite house strains, and that was that Zeus OG that won first place for the medical hybrid. So, we even got a little something in one of their house strains now. So it's
he's counting percentages.
Freaking awesome to see it happening, man.
No, I mean, that's because I know, like, back in the day when you were starting an RD, that's what you talked about. You wanted to not only be winning cups yourself, but you wanted other people cracking your beans and winning cups, and moreover, even breeding from your genetics and winning strains. And I mean, that's exactly what you said 4 years ago, dude. And it's like, that's amazing, and awesome to see it fulfilled.
It goes quicker. It goes quicker in the plant world.
Awesome.
You don't have to wait like 20 years to become a grandfather. Now you're a grandfather. Actually.
Yeah, you're a grandfather of champions.
So you didn't have to wait so long.
Yeah, man, it's cool. It's very, very cool. And I tell people, everybody comes up to me at the booth, what are your entries? And I'm like, I don't have any entries. Braveheart's got this in for us. Greener Today's got this in for us. A couple other things, and it's like I really don't
don't compete anymore on the most part because everybody does such a good job with it. I don't, I'm a prideful dude, man. I don't like getting beat by my own shit.
And I mean, it says a lot. You know what I mean? Like they're not getting cuts out of your garden. They're cracking beans and pulling winners. That's
they're
the
cracking
proof is in the
seeds,
pudding.
man. I mean, that's exactly it with the Ghost Strain. And I mean, honestly, man, like now that we're going to a lot of the shows and that strain's been out for a couple of years, people bring me, that's one of the the celebrity aspects of being in the weed industry. It's like everybody brings you weed.
But it's all your weed, right? They bring you your own strains.
Yeah, man, it's all my weed. It's all well, sometimes they bring me some really cool, like local clone only type stuff, but most of the time it's like, I bought a pack of seeds last year at the show, and this is what I found, and here, check it out. What do you think? And everybody, man, who's brought me pieces of Ghost Train haze that they've selected or they've had, they're all identical. Like they're all the identical phenotype that everybody's choosing the same thing.
And it's not that. So, it's a pretty common pheno in those packs, dude. Like,
yeah. I feel like we should be documenting that, though. When you see like so many examples of your same strain come back in, that'd be an interesting coffee table book.
And that killer Ghost Train,
the cut that I have looks like the cut that Corey has. The cut Corey has looks like Kyle's cut, and Kyle's cut looks like Jesse James Garden's cut. I mean, it's unending, and nobody traded clones. It's all seed packs,
Right.
That's good.
And that Ghost Train haze is great because it's, always consistently high THC. The effect is there. And everyone, when they process it in extracts, not only are the extracts obviously award-winning, but it yields, man. Like, people are pulling. Everyone loves running Ghost Train haze.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dude, I had this kid come up to me who was just like, 22, 23, just super enthusiastic this weekend, who was running a closed loop out there in Washington with research grade propane. And he's like, dude, the Ghost Train cut we have of yours, we're getting like 30 to 32% back on. Wow. It's just like, it's like, that's a lot of extract. And he's like, yeah, like we've never seen anything like it before. And we're just, we're real fired up to, run a bunch more of your strains. I was like, yeah. And then on the side, he goes, we promise, like, to get you a certain amount of yield back, and then everything over that, we get to keep. He's like, we love running that Ghost Train.
What a bonus. Yeah. That's too funny.
That's really funny.
That kind of hurts my feelings, though, because I got a good yield on Ghost Train.
And then that Star Killer that Braveheart's been running, it won like a potency award last year in one of the big Oregon festivals, and he just kept telling me, like, I know it's going to win. Sooner or later, I'm going to enter it in something, and it's going to win. The pieces that I got to see, like, it was exceptional. He did a really good job on the Grove, and then he did a really, really nice job on the Cure.
And where's he out? Is he out of Washington? Is he out of Washington, or he's out of Oregon, or where is he out of?
I believe he's out of Northern Oregon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a cool area up there too.
He grows. I know he grows for those the River City guys.
Okay.
I think they're in Portland. So
nice. People can check that out. So I don't know. 10 minutes left, but tell me how was the event for you guys? How'd the booth go? How was it? I like Seattle because it's usually more laid back.
Well, it was 30, 40 minutes north in Everett, so it wasn't really in Seattle. Like, none of the events are ever really in the,
that was the most disappointing thing. When we just went out to Santa Rosa, when I saw you a couple of months ago, I thought we were going to San Francisco, and I had never been to California before. I'm like, yeah, I get to go see San Francisco. And they're like, oh, no, it's Tweaker Santa Rosa. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. So you were up north of Everett.
Honestly, like, Santa Rosa's not really that bad, If you got a wife that loves wine, just drive her down the street. Drop her off in the vineyard. happy. So, yeah, man. I mean, Everett was very nice. The people were awesome. Like, I think the first day we did have a guy on the street corner out in front of the whole event, preaching. But he wasn't really preaching down weed. He was just preaching more. Like, let me be your savior.
You get converted then?
Yeah, I mean, they put, something always happens right before the event, the day before the event, and I I guess I don't know if it was the fire department or who, basically threatened to pull the liquor license for the Comcast arena as the smoking part of the event was held like on the grounds. So the High Times guys, were left scrambling to secure a couple of parking lots so they could have, the smoking aspect of it and keep everybody happy. And, it created a weird kind of split up event.
How far away was the smoking area?
It was good. Like basically you have the whole block that a good sized arena would be on. Think, like Broomfield Center or whatever.
Right.
And then like right basically on either end, the north and the south, adjacent in the block, you had these places where you'd be paying to park or whatever, and they had turned them into two little tent cities with probably like 60 to 70 vendors per little quadrant there. And in our little quadrant, it was us and Elemental and TGA was there and Granddaddy Purple and Red Eye Genetics and then Eden Labs is there, and it was a good group of people. Like we were fine. To be a U.S. event though, like it's a slow, like it's it's nothing compared to Denver.
Right, it's not another Denver.
Yeah, dude. Like Denver was insane. There, that was the event to judge all events by. So, like Denver was bigger than Cannabis. So.
Yeah, that's pretty wild because I always was like, I wonder what Cannabis is like, and then Denver, boom.
Cannabis is good if you're tall because everybody there is real short, so you can like see everything, no problem.
That's cool. That's good to know.
I can hang among equals finally.
Yeah. Scott must have loved it there. He'd be like,
well,
the
thing with Cannabis is like, if you're not a cigarette smoker by like noon, since everybody's smoking some mixed joints, you got like a really hardcore nicotine high. So. Yeah, it can go one way or the other.
It's a big event, but it's interesting too. It's a big event, but it's definitely so different than the American one. It's just because the people there are, they have access to weed, but they just haven't got the background that the Americans have really when it comes to the more recent weed culture.
But what I like about Cannabis is that I've seen in pictures that I haven't personally experienced is that all the people who can't come to America. Like Mr. Nice goes to Cannabis. That's so cool. I've always wanted to meet Mr. Nice.
Yeah, it's like definitely that would be the biggest event that people would go to, and the ones who can't travel, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I see pictures of you, Scott. I see pictures of you with everybody, always at Cannabis. there's pictures of you from every event, but at Cannabis, you're with people like, I want to meet that guy.
Yeah, dude. Like Shanty's a perfect, perfect example. Like Scott's a guy that I wanted to meet, over the years. It was somebody, much like Adam, you look up to in the industry, and finally you get to meet the guy, and he's a normal dude who, he's articulate and talk on a bunch of subjects, and we kind of became friends, and then I talked to his son actually last year at the Cup. He was in Amsterdam, and his oldest, and the kid was super nice. So this year when I saw him again in Barcelona, I was like, Scott, I saw your kid in Amsterdam, and, good job. Like he was articulate, he was very polite. We had, a great conversation about a couple of things. And Shanty actually called his wife on the phone and was just like, repeat what you said to my wife, and, it's cool. You meet Howard Marks, you get to meet all the guys from all the Spanish places, and, cool people like El Gato, and everybody's there.
And you're going to be going down to Chile to that cup they're doing.
Oh yeah, man! Are you going to Chile?
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't really made any major plans yet, but they invited me down. I definitely they invited me down.
The travel plans from there to Amsterdam are crazy. It's like you go from there to like Bogota, and then Bogota to freaking Amsterdam, because it's like within the same 2-week span. So
great combo to come off of a flight. Like we have the Bogota to Amsterdam flight. That'll be the one you want to sit and people watch. You're getting searched.
You're getting searched. Well, right on, buddy. We got 3 minutes left.
Well, cool, guys.
What's left with
Red
Dankness, bud?
We still got a few minutes.
What's new? Yeah. What's happened right now? What's the new?
Give us the whole latest updates.
Dude, I mean, shit, too much stuff going on. Seed-wise, we joined forces with Elite, so we got this whole new CBD THC line that's going to be coming out hopefully by the first of the year. On top of that, we've started a kind of a consulting conglomerate thing that's got work in Connecticut, Illinois, Florida, Vegas, pretty much everywhere it's popping off. We got some sort of consulting or licensing deals going down.
Yeah, I heard like all the herb in Connecticut's going to be Rare Dankness herb or something like that. Killing the game,
man. Bud. I'm just trying to get trying to get market penetration, man. Like,
no, dude, if it's that or shitty Marlboro or whatever herb, like they're getting the best herb on earth. Mm-hmm. That's what you have to smoke. I think that's a good law, man. I'm in favor of that all day.
Yeah, they made some weird, there's some weird laws everywhere, like the oil-only laws that are popping up in places, and it's just we're basically trying to be involved so that right now there's a lot of big entities that are starting to kind of push into the industry, and we're from a bunch of local dudes. We're a grassroots organization. We ultimately want to be one of those big entities that can, hold our own against it. Like, I don't want to have to sell out to anybody. I want to be able to, I don't want what happened to Stone Mountain and Longmont, us getting forced out by the city. I don't want that to ever happen again. I want to be able to, fight back whenever things happen. And, man, just trying to make those moves everywhere we possibly can that will, ensure we're one of the first, really, nationally recognized brands,
Hell yeah, dude. And congrats obviously on everything you guys have accomplished. It's always awesome to see a brand that started from the Colorado phenomenon, grew up right alongside it, and became really the national phenomenon, as the national phenomenon's getting there.
Right. And thank you for breeding genetics that people can grow and win.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Right on, buddy. Well, thanks for being on the show always.
Yeah, man. Well, you guys have a good day. I'll catch up with you later.
We'll get you an Adam Dunn show thing so you can wear it at your next award. So make sure you're wearing it.
A little shirt.
Yeah, only if you wear it during the next award. So you gotta do it for photos, just for the photos.
Get it for me.
And we got to get you some kits and some testimonials.
Yeah, these testing kits we got here seem pretty awesome.
We need some testimonials from some guys like you.
And you, Adam. Yeah. Right on, bud. We'll be in touch.
Well, yo, man, I get to Denver once or twice a week, so let's have lunch or something.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Sounds good.
Right on, man.
All right, man.
Be good.
Talk to you later.
So we're going to continue the winner's roll here. We're going to try to get in touch with our buddy Chris Casas. He won first place indica with his Cookie Monster strain, and I've been hype on the Cookie Monster since I had known Chris by reputation and communicated with him online, and then I met him in person when I was out there judging the San Bernardino Cup. And amazing dude, one of the top 3 growers I've ever met. Consistently across everything he showed me, just the ultimate in care. He trimmed everything himself.
Yeah, and he had a good selection.
Yeah, exactly. and it's not just 2 strains.
It wasn't I got this and I got that. It was okay, and I got this and I show you that, and boom, 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 and everything was pretty on point. That's for sure. I mean, there was some super stellar stuff in there.
Yeah, and he's the dude who put, I think, a lot of us on a Gorilla Glue back in the day, because it was one of his homies who did that, and we'll bring him in on the Gorilla Glue episode. Ryan's trying to reach out to him. I do know that Chris. So here's the deal. He did tell me that he was partying pretty hard after winning his first cup, which he's been questing for. If you know Chris,
oh yeah,
he parties hard.
Exactly.
And
this is like calling a guy. This is like calling a skateboarder, punk rock guy who just won his first award at some skate punk thing. And, you know what I mean? It'd be like that kind of combo. He'd be like, yeah, he's going to get him on the line around 8 in the morning. How you doing? Yeah, not so good.
And he just drove 20 hours home from Seattle after his partying.
Right.
So he may not be available today, per se. And he warned me that. He called me and warned me that this morning. But either way, I'm not done talking about the CB Scientific test, which apparently will now be available pretty exclusively at Way to Grow.
as the show progresses.
Yeah, that's how the Adam Dunn show do.
Yes.
Yeah, so try hollering at him, Ryan, if you want to try hollering.
Still way over. It hasn't.
Well, they say that it after what 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it starts to. Do you guys want to explain the test a little more?
Yeah, we can
get one
get
of the mics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right on. Gonna hop on Murphy's mic there. So yeah, they were saying that it kind of starts to fade after 10 to 15 minutes. So you kind of you want to snap a picture of it right there. But that one they all look like ripely developed. I don't see much fading. Then again, I didn't snap a picture, so what do I know? Cool. So
how's it going, guys?
So introduce yourself again. We didn't have that on mic.
We don't want to hear your voice anyway.
Yeah. No. Go ahead. Introduce yourself, please.
I'm Joe Kelly. I'm the lead biologist at CB Scientific.
Nice. So, how difficult was it for you to take the idea of okay, this is what we want to do, to come up with okay, well, this is how you do that, without even going to how that you do that?
Well, I mean, it's a basic colorimetric test. So there's a lot of them out there. We started with TLC plates, which is a very basic.
And that's thin layer chromatography?
Yeah. Yep, exactly. It's a very basic form of testing that they teach you in your early days of school, if you're going to school for biology or anything related to lab work. And but it's just too complicated for the average user. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of time to be able to get it right and to be able to have accurate results that you can, compare to other things. So, but this test is super simple, which is what we wanted. We wanted anybody to be able to use it anywhere.
So once you started developing it, was there a long course, or was it really different for you to make the THC one versus the CBD one?
Not really.
Because they're similar chemicals, right?
Well, they're two entirely different chemical reactions, actually.
Interesting.
The CBD test is basically a simple oxidation reaction. So what happens is 2 extra oxygen molecules attach themselves to the CBD molecule and turns it into hydroxyquinone, which is in color purple. So which is where you get that color reaction. So the darker the color, the higher the concentration. And likewise with the THC test, it actually dyes all of the cannabinoids. So it's just that it happens that THC is the most predominant one in most strains. So when you use our kits, they turn red, and based on the different colors, you can tell the percentages.
Right on, man. So,
and that's the beauty of the whole thing is it's you definitely obviously are always looking for the strongest things, but then again, faint stuff, if depending on which way you work, because before if it was just THC, everyone would just be like, more.
That's
more,
what I
more,
need,
more.
only THC.
And then now it's actually seeing the balance between the two, because now if you took this result of that, there's a little CBD in
There's some CBD in the Golden Goat.
So we now know the Golden Goat does have a reaction.
Almost all strains have CBD in them to find out under 1%.
Right.
But it's just finding those specific phenotypes, especially for growers. It's really awesome to walk through a grow and weed out the phenotypes that aren't producing what they want and things like that.
Speaking of which, I want to put either Charlie or Derek on the spot here.
Yeah.
Apparently, the chat room is clamoring for some giveaway test kits. How many can we? I want to give them away right now, though.
I have a box.
How many are in there? 20 of what? 10 THC, 10 CBD. How do you get these test kits?
Adam Dunn's got to make them jump through some type of a hoop.
I will. So
Ryan's going to propose
This is how it's going to happen. So we're going to give you a text number. I'm going to take the first 20 texts that I get. You're going to text THC if you want a THC test and CBD if you want a CBD test. I'm going to give out the studio number. This is only going to work through a computer system. So the number is 215-990-3298. Again, it's 215-990-3298. 3298. First 20 text messages received will get the
THC if you want THC, CBD if you want CBD.
You can't put both. You got to send separate things.
Yeah, you get one entry.
You'll know.
So get cracking on that.
Yeah, one entry per person. Don't text me 50 times. Just one entry per person.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Here it comes.
Quick thinking lad we have.
There we go. Ryan co-producing on his toes.
Yeah.
Maybe giving out his own phone number.
No! It's the studio text line, dude.
Studio text. Where are we now?
Not that stupid.
The Pennsylvania text line. Dude.
Yeah, the Pennsylvania.
All right, so we got one THC kit in here.
Boom.
I remind you, I'm gonna get back to everybody. You know, I'll send you. I'll get back to everybody after you text me, and we'll get your contact info and all that good stuff.
And then hopefully these guys will sponsor the show so Ryan can afford to change his phone number.
And we got another THC text here.
Look up the names.
Yeah,
get some names.
Text us your name too.
Get some names.
We got some.
When I text you back, we'll get all the information.
No, we want to know.
No, we want to know who they are in the chat room. Yeah. Everyone is texting in now. Yeah.
Okay, text back with your name. Send another text with your name too.
Give you a shout out.
What state or country you're in?
So we have
and their names.
So we have the 1, 2, 3. We have one more THC kit to give away. We got 4 texts already.
Nice.
So
Ryan's like, oh my god, I'm blowing up.
I know we have 10 of each, right? So we have 6 more THC texts to give away.
5 shirts for the first 5.
Oh, let's give those away to the runners up. Anyone who misses the text later.
I got 2 for the runners up.
2 for runners up. Excellent.
Get a shirt no matter what. 2
nice.
Up, get a shirt and a test kit.
And guys, tested.
All right, so we have Chris Kadash or Chris Kadash. I don't know how to pronounce it. He's got one of the THC kits.
Nice word.
We're just waiting on a bunch of the other responses.
Oh, you got another one. You're blowing up over there on the studio text
line.
line.
You're a real popular guy now. All of a sudden.
What did that say?
What's
You got a text? I saw
I
it.
didn't.
Oh no. Okay.
Right.
You want to keep doing the show, or we
Keep
want
doing the
to
show.
talk
We'll
about
update.
Ryan's communications?
Keep showing.
Bam! You just interject whenever somebody's on, so we'll know.
And it looks like Big Mike got one of the test kits too.
Oh, Big Mike.
Yeah.
Big Mike.
Yeah.
Obviously, sometimes I think only 2 people listen to the show, and then
Big Mike.
sometimes like all the numbers on all the analytics say it's like way more than that, and I really don't know how to feel about that. Yo, I know my man Swayze's ghost has to holler.
Right, where's that at? We need to get some winners in here from that
I don't know.
YouTube listeners.
Well, they're obviously not live
not
right
live.
now, bud. So this, do you realize?
I'm saying, but people who watch, never mind.
I'm gonna scratch your number out on the YouTube one,
and
that's my favorite of you, Ryan.
Big Mike is from New York.
Yeah, it's in New York. I know.
We
The
know.
big,
We
the,
know.
The other because we have the
Cali big.
Cali.
What's the number again, Ryan?
The number is going to be 215-990-3298. Your name and
215-990. What are the last 4?
3298.
3298.
For all the ladies out there.
Yeah.
That's not. It's a text line. It's not my phone number.
All those single ladies looking for test kits.
First off, I am a happily taken man.
Anyway.
Second off,
that
is not even my phone number.
If you want a free THC or CBD test kit, go ahead and shoot a text to that number.
And whoever the strain man is, he has one of the THC tests.
Whoever the strain man is. You don't know strain man?
I would say he was a strain man.
Yeah, he's our buddy strain man. He's my good friend.
He's got a THC test.
Nice. Good. I can't wait. He's going to photograph them. He'll give you guys some really good pictures.
I want all those guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, holler
if you're
at
listening to
us.
this on the podcast, by the way, it's clearly
I'm erasing the phone number. Don't freak out. What is it one more time? 215. I'm going to write it down this time. Ryan, what's the studio text
Nick
phone number?
Fetterman got a THC
test
THC
kit. What's the
one.
number for people who are just like, oh, right.
215-990-3298.
215-990-3298.
We got our first CBD test, but no name with it.
Text
we got our
us back
second
with-
CBD text, no name. You got to text back with your names.
Yeah.
And then we have a snake vitus. Got a THC
yeah,
test as well.
SN Vitus. I didn't know that stood for snake, but what up? Yeah.
Vitus, is it?
So it says.
No, I know these people from Facebook. I don't
right.
know who they
Okay,
are,
cool.
dude. Like, yeah.
All right.
Keep coming, guys.
Keep hitting it.
Right on. So,
Matt from Third Eye Organics in Los Angeles got a CBD test.
nice. Shouts to Los Angeles.
LA, baby.
Right on.
And I'm gonna say shout out to all you guys in studio.
And
Corey.
Swayze's Ghost, there it is.
Yay, he's listening
this
live.
Is my
Welcome.
official entry, Swayze's Ghost. So Swayze, you text us. Let me know whether you want a CBD or THC test. We'll get you.
Yeah, listening live, converted off of the YouTube.
And we have Mr. Ja, Miss Ja.
Okay.
Got a CBD test.
Yeah, another YouTube listener. Cool. Nice. It's good that guys. I actually look at the social media. I don't often have a chance to respond, but I do check it out. So, way to grow, Corey. Just texted me, gentlemen, and after the show, he said, "Please have someone give me a call about getting the test kits at Way to Grow." And thanks.
There you go. So thank you. Right on. We love these
and
kids.
These gentlemen are all very pleased. So
Nick Fetterman, unfortunately, you will not qualify. You live in an area of Pennsylvania that is illegal to ship to. Sorry,
what?
pal.
It's not illegal to ship him.
Not if he calls a Pennsylvania number to get it.
It's a Commonwealth state.
So therefore, it's illegal to ship him something that's not illegal.
Can't even ship pipes to Pittsburgh.
I know these aren't pipes, boss.
I know, but it's pretty.
No, don't. Ryan.
Well, then don't listen to me. Nick Fetterman qualifies.
Nick
You qualify.
Don't. Why are you saying stuff like that? You're not the Supreme Court.
We got a CBD test for Elite Cannabis, though.
Nice. What up, Dave?
And
you guys should definitely give Dave from Elite Cannabis a grip of those things.
The Can of Pits from
ones.
Florida
We'll
got a
that.
THC test.
Nice. All right, how many tests do we have left? Are you keeping score on paper or anything?
Do that right now. Joey's mom in Florida. She didn't text me whether she wants a CBD or a THC.
She's watching the podcast right now. How's it going, Mom?
Ryan, do you need a piece of paper and a pen?
Yeah, give me a piece of paper and a pen so we can start keeping track of all winners here.
Cool.
I saw yesterday over at Dee's place. They
Chris
had
Kadash got a THC kit.
$1 at the dollar store. They had urine tests for cannabis.
Yeah.
Have you seen those at the dollar store?
Are those like these where they get a darker color if it's there? Because then it's definitely on.
Yeah, because it's like, and I was like, fuck, oh man, you got to buy a ton of those just for fun.
For contests.
Just to see how hot you piss. Yeah. You're winner of the week.
Yeah. Then you get a free one of these tests.
And if you don't come up at all, you're in big trouble.
You're in big trouble. Yeah, we're gonna change the password to see the show every week, and you have to qualify.
Yeah,
Narc of the Week award.
This guy came up with nothing.
Oh yeah, what's your deal, bud? What are you doing listening to this show? Yeah. Right on. Well, keep texting.
I've always thought about reverse. I mean, it's always about reverse drug.
Reverse drug testing. You're testing to make sure it confirm the presence of drugs.
Of course.
Yeah.
That would be my only way.
And 215-938. Nope.
Wrong number, but I've given it out enough times that we're gonna be wrong. We probably have enough winners anyway. So
you think so? Okay, you give it out again if you don't.
It's like 6 minutes or something.
We got 6 minutes to pay.
Well, no, we got 10 minutes left on the broadcast.
All right, we're good. So,
we got like 7 minutes left on the broadcast.
Any other big questions for these guys while they're in the studio?
I guess, what are your guys' plans now? Obviously, they may have evolved a bit while here in studio. Any of you guys, whoever wants to field that, feel free to hop on a mic.
Did anybody buy a new truck before they left the studio? Like, somebody's already called it in and clicked in.
Yeah, has anyone just bought?
Have you guys just bought like a brand new truck
on your phone? Yeah.
I did buy a new boat though.
Yeah, that's the appropriate response.
Yeah. That's usually what you should buy.
So when are you guys going to be back in stock? Let me know that, because I'm
from Florida. So.
I'm trying to empty your stock right now to Way to Grow. Hop on the mic, and when are you going to have the next batch?
End of the week.
End of the week. Next week. Every day. They can't hear you when you're over there. These mics
every
are
day.
End
of the week. End of the week. Every day.
End of the week. Every day.
Yes.
Cool. Well, where can they find out more again? cbscientific.com.
Yeah, cbscientific.com.
Do you guys have results posted there, or is this going to be the only But right now, this video is going to be the proof. All right, we'll get world premiere.
And text line's closed up.
We gave away 10 of each.
We have just about 10 of each here. So we have Big Mike, Strain Man, Nick Fetterman, Snake Vitus, Cannabis, Chris Kadash, Swayze's Ghost. They're all going to get THC kits.
That sounded like 6 or 7.
We're not getting any more texts in here. And
give the number out, and you'll get more texts.
Matt from Third Eye, Miss Jaw, and Elite Cannabis are all going to get CBD tests as well. So we'll make sure we get in touch with everybody, and then we can give the rest of them away on the YouTube
on the
channel,
Facebook
on the
and
Facebook,
the YouTube.
You know what I mean?
That's
I'm trying
good.
to think ahead. Cross promotions.
Wow. So how is anybody going to know on YouTube? They'd be like, tell people on YouTube.
Yeah, you want to know what? Oh, let's come up with it now.
I guess you got to tell them now, because if you don't tell them now, how they
Yeah, so if you're listening on YouTube or the podcast,
let's tell them now.
Go to the Adam. Well, you probably don't want to make a public comment in some places, right? If you're send us a private message on our Facebook page and say, hey, I want one of those THC tests or the CBD tests that you guys are giving away. And you know what? We'll probably add some more to the amount available, right? For the long term, because those are people going to be listening to it in a couple of weeks, guys. Can we do that?
Yeah, we can get some more to you guys. No problem.
In there.
Nice. All right, right on. Well, that was an exciting show.
It was a good one.
It was giveaways.
Oh, wow.
Giveaways and champions, I think, should be the name of this episode.
Champions, giveaways, sales were made. I mean, everything was done. It was a beautiful show.
A beautiful masterpiece of a show.
Highly productive. But also want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife, Cece, for, this is like an early one, but for putting together the online store of Hoodlab right now. So everybody who needs their gear, which is coming around the corner, because I mean, it got cold yesterday and this morning like crazy. I was like, oh my God, what's going on?
Dude, do you know how many CB Scientific tests you could carry in your Hoodlum?
Oh my God, you
could roll with a lab.
You could roll around like,
that would be the Hoodlab.
Yes.
So if you want that, what is it? Shop.hoodlabstore.com.
Yep, that's it.
And then the code, if you're an Adam Dunn Show listener, TADS420. Right?
And if you're a listener and you happen to be ordering today and you throw that TADS420 and then you throw down the extra word test kit, I'll throw some in the secret pocket for you before you get it.
Boom. Nice. Put that in your comments or whatever.
Yeah.
Wherever you can find the word it'll let you put the word test.
There's some secret comments in there, and you put the codes in your shopping cart. So that's where once you go to pay for everything, it'll ask you for your coupon code, and then it'll take the 10% off there. So
nice.
So and that's also going to be updated daily. Mr. Ryan's been teaching my wife some great techniques to make that stuff work good. Basically, to cover up
to make that stuff work good.
Yeah, because he had all these now he's got them off, but he had all these ridiculous bracelets on before because he was and she was like, "This is terrible." So no, he taught her. Basically, he taught her how to airbrush
out his bracelets.
I had bracelets on. Yeah. I have this one on. I didn't know I had them. Really?
You had some wood.
I don't remember that.
She's like, that's not cool.
Yeah, we taught some cool little Photoshop tricks, but no, she's just been killing it. I mean, she makes all the calls to Volusion, and then Volusion just hooks her up with everything. She's getting stuff done that I didn't even know I could do. So yeah, she's killing it.
So
congratulations
to
so shop.hoodlabstore.com.
Exactly.
All right, so shop.hoodlabstore.com. Also, if you guys want premium canned butane, go to Way to Grow right now.
Yep.
They got the Whip It Master cases. $360, but only if you say Adam Dunn Show. And no matter what you're buying, if you're going to buy a grow supply, at least go to Way to Grow, bring it to the counter, say Adam Dunn Show, and if it's not cheaper than you pay, be like, oh, dude, I forgot my wallet in the car, and then just bounce. But it's going to be cheaper than what you pay. It's going to go drop it. I can't say how much it's going to be, but go drop Adam Dunn Show.
They're also doing
Canna 25% off. Yeah.
Single case price is $61.99.
Oh, $61.99 on that Whip It butane. That's a lot of butane. Most people probably need more like a single case.
Yeah, so single case is usually most people's
right. So $62. That's really cheap.
So is a master case a case of cases?
Yes, that's always the rule of master cases.
It's pretty cool though. It's just funny, like a bag of bags or a jar. You know what I mean, we had me and Kyle's had jars, like a jar to put your empty jars in, a jar.
Yeah, it's called a master.
So it's like a master jar. A jar is funnier. Like a case doesn't sound as funny, but jar is good. Like a jar of jars. You know?
This is my moment of the week right here. If we're gonna, I can't wait till we just have like a 1 minute segment every show. It's just gonna. It's not even gonna be you making the joke.
It's a case of cases.
It's just gonna be you laughing at your own stupid joke. Is my moment. There you go. Perfect. Thank you. Right on.
I never had a jar.
No. Really? And he's laughing at Adam. Oh boy. Right on. Well. Let's. Shouts again to Build the Soil, official partner of the show. Check them out, buildthesoil.com, for all your organic growing needs. You can learn a lot, get everything you need there. And if you're already buying neem, or you're already getting worm castings, or you're already getting fulvic acid, at least go online and do a head-to-head and do a brand comparison. make sure you're getting the same quality, because you're definitely not. That ahimsa neem oil they got has way more terpenes than the other stuff, and terpenes are good in neem oil and neem oil too. All sorts of greatness. All right, let's I guess wrap it up. Yeah.
Wrap her up.
Wrap her up, buddy. Go ahead, take it out. I'll close it.
Well, it was a great show. First of all, I just want to thank everybody for coming in the studio, who made it here. Everybody who called in, very smoothly operated.
Yeah, and texting.
And
on the studio text line.
What was that text number?
It doesn't matter because the text line's closed now because the show's almost over.
All right.
But if we do more giveaways, we'll just keep using the text line. It works out well.
I think so. Good thing you have it in your pocket.
I mean, it's almost, that's a metaphor, but it is almost just like being in my pocket. It's just like right at the touch of a mouse.
Of course.
Quick shout out to again CC, who's been holding it down, going crazy, making this shop work, which is beautiful to see it running, already making sales. My son Nick, keeping her super busy while she's trying to put everything together, and being cute the whole time, of course. So, and shout out to my mom down at the farm. Jack on the hill. Jack on the Hill, isn't that pretty good? Jack on the Hill.
Jack on the Hill's great.
Okay, it's pretty good. And to our new crew that's going to be hanging out there, we got a guy named Marco and Jessica.
New crew?
Yeah, just to some friends of friends from actually friends of mine from Amsterdam who via it's one of those deals, you know how it goes, via.
We'll see how it goes. That's like a reality show.
Yeah, but very cool people, and they are super knowledgeable on mushrooms, like real mushrooms that grow out in the woods, and it's just that time of year when I was out there last week, I was like, oh my God.
Wild morale mushrooms.
There's so many mushrooms growing on this property. I wish I knew what anything was, but I have no
I don't know if this is worth a lot of money or going to kill me.
So I've been pretty scared. I've been like, yeah, these would be great or not. So, but apparently they already went up in the woods and grabbed some grub and was awesome. So
nice.
No one died.
Cool.
That's important.
I love mushrooms, dude. Let's do it. Shouts, of course, to my beautiful wife Reese, holding it down with baby Farron at home. So Farron is like all about just like waking up in the middle of we took that fish projector thing, and now I projected on the fan.
Yeah.
And it does this like trippy. Awesome. Yeah, it's really kind of crazy what it does.
Lenticular. It's lenticular now.
So she like kind of wants that in the middle of the night. You know, like that is awesome. I need more of that. So
hopefully she doesn't become obsessed with fans or something.
I can't sleep without a fan. Is that weird?
Did you grow up in like a?
When I just grew up with a box fan, so when it would put me to sleep. The
was
white
it in
noise.
a box?
It's just called a box fan. But the white noise would put me to sleep. Now I cannot sleep without. I mean, I can, but I hate sleeping without like a box fan. So yeah, she might get a fan addiction, dude.
All right, well I'll have to bear that in mind. And of course, shouts to everyone. Shouts to everybody listening, calling in. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pete.